way that we can look at the energy or the chi of our food is looking at the colors, because colors are vibrations. They're energies themselves. And so different colored foods give us a different energy. So we have 5 different colors in the Taoist nutrition, and each group of colored foods gives us a different vibration. So green foods are particularly good for the liver and cleansing. So green is the color of the liver, and if you want to know what's good for your liver, just eat green and you're going to be safe. Salads, anything leafy, green juices, wheatgrass juice, we had that today for lunch. Fantastic for cleansing of the liver. Peggy's just invented some super green drink, and we've got Jason here growing us lots of green sprouts. All of these things help us to cleanse and detoxify the liver, and most of our livers need that. So red foods we don't need so much of, but red foods are very good for opening the heart and lifting our spirits. So the spirit and the heart are connected in Chinese medicine, and it's all about feeling happy and joyful in life. So just having a little bit of red here and there in your food can lift your heart a little bit. So eating a lot of it, you'd probably get manic, but just a little bit here or there will make you happy. So tomatoes, red peppers, and chilies and so on, just a little sprinkling. In fact, I love the way in Thailand they cut the fruit and the vegetables up, and it just gives you a little burst of happiness to see a carved carrot or a carved tomato on your plate. And that's exactly what it's touching. It's working in on the fire element, on the heart. Yellow foods, yellow orangey foods are very good for the spleen pancreas. And the spleen pancreas is about our digestive ability. So the spleen pancreas is like a little fire that sits in here. It's a bit poetic, I know. And then the stomach is like a cooking pot that sits on top. And all of our food that goes in, it needs to be cooked and broken down, and then we get qi from it. So this is, in fact, the most important element when it comes to being able to absorb qi from our food. If our spleen pancreas, if this fire becomes weak, then it doesn't matter what we're eating, we're not able to absorb the nutrients from it. So this is a very, very important part of Taoist nutrition. So we love in Taoist nutrition the yellowy, orangey root vegetables, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, also taro, all these things that grow near the earth, carrots, and they have a full sweet flavor. And these foods are just really, really great to nourish us, to fill us with qi, and to keep our digestion strong. White foods we generally use for infections. So the metal element, the lungs, is involved with getting infections, coughs and colds and things like this. So we generally reach for the white pungent foods whenever we have an infection. So you think of garlic, you think of onions, leeks, radishes, and when you eat these foods, they generally make your eyes water. So they clear infection out really very quickly. And dark foods. Now, there aren't so many blue foods, although I see in Thailand we have this butterfly pea flower all over the place. But generally, for the kidneys, we're looking at dark foods. So black beans and kidney beans and blackberries. These are all the kind of foods that really nourish the kidney. And also seaweeds, which are very dark. So these are things to help the root of your kidney energy. So you can use colors and really make sure that you have lots of colors in your diet is the best way. So you notice that very centering foods are bland, they have no flavor, and pretty much no color. So you have things like rice and so on that are just dull. And they're very good as a bulk of a diet. And then the color is used like sort of poetry and art around the rest of the plate to keep all of your organs harmonized. Flavors. Each flavor has a different effect on our qi. And so we can also, just by eating a food, just by tasting it, we can work out what it's going to do to the qi of our health. So sour, for example, draws qi into the body. If you suck a lemon, you actually go, you actually make a face like you're drawing in qi. So eating a lot of sour draws things inwards. And bitter draws the qi in and down. Bitter is very, very good for heat and for headaches and for fevers. So all over the world, actually, if you taste the herbs that the old wives would use whenever people had a fever, always bitter, always disgusting. And hot-headed, hot-tempered, or people who want to lose weight. Sweet, we all know this one, it lifts our qi up, so it makes us feel happy. There's actually different qualities of sweet and very, what we call empty sweet, like honey and sugar and sweets just lifts the energy up very, very fast. And the same with our blood sugar levels. So we look more for full sweet in Taoist nutrition. That's the pumpkin and the sweet potatoes and the carrots. They lift up but more gently, and so it's more sustaining. However, we all tend to go for the fast sweet now and again and rush up and then crash down later. So our actual energy levels, when it comes to fatigue, when it comes to having even energy levels, the sweet flavor is key. So if we're eating pumpkin and sweet potato, we give ourselves energy, but it's steady. If we're eating loads of sugar and white sugar and things with white sugar in and too much fruit, then we tend to just bring our energy up too fast. And pungent, which I already just briefly mentioned, expels qi. So these tend to be white as well. So things like onions and garlic, they're pungent. And you even chop an onion and it starts expelling qi. All your fluids come out. So if people want to clear an infection out, we use the pungent flavor. And salty, the fifth flavor, it sinks qi downwards. So it's very grounding and can be depressing if people eat too much salty food. So these are the 5 element flavors. We've got sweet with the earth element, which is the center of our diet, this full sweet flavor. We've got the sour, which is associated with the liver and the wood element. We've got bitter, which cools and calms the heart. We've got pungent, which clears out the lungs. And we've got salty, and good mineral salts nourish the kidneys. And of course, poor quality salts abuse the kidneys.